Hey, this is Clint Arthur, and I'm making this quick video about Dan Kennedy's little black book of favorite quotations, his and others, on autonomy and life its own self. And Life Its Own Self, Volume 1, whatever that means. And I'm gonna make this video as I'm walking because Frank Kern says all marketing videos should be made in motion. And Frank Kern is another great disciple of Dan Kennedy's. See, Dan Kennedy's my greatest mentor, the wisest man. He turned me on to the concept of being a celebrity in the eyes of clients and prospects. And if it wasn't for that, I would not be who I am. So I'm making this video while I'm in New York. I'm going to go through a bunch of these. And I'm going to start out with the introduction, right? His about Dan Kennedy. Kennedy is a made from scratch, beginning with no financial resources, multimillionaire entrepreneur, active investor, sought after strategic and marketing advisor to businesses, small and large, and made large in well over 100 different product and service categories, one of the highest paid direct response advertising copywriters on the planet, with remarkable records of success, etc., etc., etc. I liked how it was like made from scratch. I thought that was cool. So I want to go on to this quote here. I thought this was really good. There's a couple of them, but wow, I just saw this one. I didn't even see this one before, but I'm gonna save that for another video. Here's the one that I wanted to say, okay? This is the one. If I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse, Henry Ford. And then, it's not the customer's job to know what they want, Steve Jobs. And from Dan Kennedy, he says, please stop already with the damn surveys and focus groups and research and endless collection of input. Leading from behind is bullshit. Leaders and market makers and market leaders and great ad men have creative vision. Most serious money is made by presenting people with what they did not know they wanted, because in many such cases, they never even knew it existed. See, this is what I hear all the time. Like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I could do speaking with the Surgeon General of the United States at the New York Academy of Medicine. Oh, wow, I didn't even know. I never even thought about speaking at the Chamber of Commerce. I didn't know how to get to be a speaker at the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, I never thought about speaking at very important places with very important people as a way to raise my status in the eyes of customers and prospects. If the customers were eloquent enough to say something like that, then they probably could ascend into being my clients. Because when I meet a lot of people, that's the kind of stuff they say to me. Because I lead from the front. I am a leader. And I know better than what the clients and prospects know. I invent this stuff. And I invent this stuff because I want it for myself. We just had a really good event where I spoke to a room full of medical professionals primarily at the Integrative Health Symposium in New York City a couple days ago. I mean, Jesus, it was a 7:30 breakfast. I had to get up at 6 o'clock to be ready to speak to a room at 7:30. And I enrolled 25% of the people into a $5,000 offer in under an hour. Now, I don't know anybody else who can do that. Do you? Have you been enrolled into a $5,000 offer by anybody in less than an hour? I mean, really, it was less than 45 minutes of presentation, pitch, closing, question and answers, taking the order forms. The whole thing was done. in around 45 minutes. Nobody else can do that. So if you want to learn from a person who can do that, how do you enroll high ticket clients into an offer they didn't even know they could do? You know, they didn't know they wanted it. They didn't know about it. They didn't know they could do it. And I enrolled 25% of a cold audience. These are people who had never met me before. Now, one person in that room was a familiar face. Not one. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would suggest that you come to one of my events in Houston or New York or Acapulco. Send me a direct message and we'll get you going with something that will help you to have more impact, influence, and income. And by the way, I'm wearing this Atlanta sweatshirt because we found the Atlanta sweatshirt in the apartment in New York, and it's not ours. It's not mine. It's not Allie's. I like it, so I thought I would wear it today. It's a nice warm day in New York City. But if you're the person whose Atlanta sweatshirt this is and you left it at one of our events in New York, then hit me up and I'll get it back to you, okay? That's gonna wrap up this video. Tune in tomorrow for another Dan Kennedy quote video.